Hey, and I'm live over there too. Okay. I'm just trying to keep our Christmassy room that's still getting dismantled out of things. No, shut up. Notifications. Thank you. Oh my God. My God. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. 12:31, everybody. Oh, I am not ready for today, even though I've been up for a while. But that doesn't mean you're ready for it. Ever. But that's how life works. Sure, that made it toward the trash. Why not? So, I would ask how everybody is doing. But, you know. So, how's everybody doing? I'm going to paint over this, by the way. I'm not happy with what, I'm going to paint over a couple of things probably today, actually. Because I'm not really in a self-destructive mood, but, you know, I started this and was going a good direction with it. Ugh. Oh, I didn't give a shit. So that's where it ended up. And now, I'm going to end up back to square one with some black. Maybe some chunky black. Don't worry, my paint's good. That's normal. That's how paint's supposed to work, right? Yeah, okay. The chunks means it's fresh. The chunks means it's just brand new, and I haven't had it just sitting there for like three years. Yeah. It is rather quiet. One of my kids is up, and my wife's not home, and so it's actually quiet for once instead of just everybody screaming like fucking lunatics and all the regular shit with everybody being insane. You know, that's kind of nice. A little bit of fucking silence around here. Not something I'm used to. So, what the fuck? God damn it. Anyway. Oh, hey. And Molly, what's up? So, anyway, painting over this piece of crap. Starting over. Starting fresh and anew. Nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you fail. When you fail, you have to learn from your failures. And start completely over. That's all you have to do. And that's what we're doing today with a few of my paintings. I'm just like, you know what? I didn't like that. What the fuck? Really? And so fuck it, why not? However, this one's textured quite a bit, so I got an idea. We're gonna see how it works, if it works. Surprise or plot twist, it probably won't work. I don't know. We'll find out. So I can get it to be black to begin with. Jesus. Come on. Just do your jab. Oh man, the silence in here is freaking me out. Maybe I should put on music or something. It's creepy. All I hear is like my heater going. I don't hear the PlayStation. I don't hear my wife yelling. I don't hear the kids screaming about each other being dumbasses and stuff. It is refreshing, but at the same time, it's almost like I think I'm dreaming, or this is like the end of the world or something. So anyway, I know I usually rant and rave on this thing, and my people keep popping in and out, but I would like to have more interaction here. That'd be great. Was that a rock? What the fuck? I wish people, I'm going to try to get people to, you know, interact. Maybe ask some questions like, hey, what do you guys like to paint if you paint? You know, ever. Like, what's your favorite subject matter of painting? Things of that nature. See what everybody out there likes to do. I think a little interaction would be nice. I think this idea I'm going to have might be cool. But I don't know. We'll find out. I'm going to try to utilize the texture as the background because I'm going to lightly go over it with a brighter red. And with my red, I'm going to pull out the bumps and all that. And that way, whatever I paint over that will have a uniquely textured background, obviously, you know, from the red, but from all these little textured things. Because if you just go over it, see, you can see the paint doesn't match through. It just leaves like this weird bumpy texture. So thus, I'm going to definitely use that with red over the black. Because God knows I love red and black. Oh, God, there you go, paint. Come on out. It's okay, buddy. But yeah, red and black and white are the three best colors ever to paint with. I swear to baby Jesus, the coloration combination is phenomenal. But with that, I am going to use the red as the main primary color popping in the background, and the black is obviously going to be the background to give it that look. And then whatever I paint over it, I theoretically hope will look phenomenal. But I know what I'm going to paint over it. At least I have a theory on what I'm going to paint over it. Oh man, I don't care. Just give me some paint, bro, so I can get this done. Oh, blah, 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 blah. But I thought I'd let the kids sleep. Yeah, I'm gonna get myself some peace and quiet and just do this because I haven't done this in a couple. I haven't done anything in a couple. I've been too busy taking everybody to the damn hospital or a million other things, taking them to competitions with other people, or which was actually interesting when my son had to go do that yesterday, but that's neither here nor there. That's his biz. But the been kind of busy. Been kind of busy doing absolutely nothing important. Well, I guess taking people to the hospital is kind of important, huh? I mean, you know, don't want to die from choking on quarters and shit. That would suck. So, good parenting 101. Quarters are bad. Quarters are bad. Well, I mean, to eat. Don't eat quarters. Apparently, though, you can physically eat them. They're not edible. Well, I guess that's the definition of edible. You're not supposed to eat them. Well, there's one noisemaker. Borf. Borf. What's interesting is, I swear, it took less time to paint this thing black the first time than it's taking it now. Like, what? Like, why you gotta take so much time to paint black, bro? This is where I play that one song from the 60s or whatever. What is the Doors did it, the Paint It Black song or whatever. That's when I should do this. That little sound bite there. But I'd probably get banned from, or not banned, but my video would get the audio would get taken off by Facebook, by good old Facebook police. Get this. This is interesting. Not that anybody cares, but somebody asked what, and hello, Josh, word up. Somebody asked on Facebook, on Facebook, because I had to take yet another one of my children to the hospital last night, what she stepped on, and it was a toothpick that's possibly jabbed up in there and lodged off and whatever. But go with me on this one. When I replied with the word toothpick, TOOTHPICK, okay, I got a warning from Facebook that said what you're posting goes against community guidelines. Okay, so my question is the word toothpick racist? Like, is that something I'm not aware of? Is the word toothpick a racist word? And I do not know this. Has it become some kind of transphobic word? Like, I'm not sure why they would say the word toothpick as an answer to somebody's question. What did she step on? A toothpick. I didn't misspell it. The word toothpick was toothpick. But it said, what you're posting goes against community guidelines. And then it said, ignore this, or it said, gave me like 3 options. It said something like, I honestly don't remember what the 3 options were, but I clicked ignore it. Because I was like, you're dumb. It's a toothpick. That's literally an object you use every day, if you have teeth or whatnot in the household. You know, like why would that go against community guidelines? And I swear to God, listen to me, people, okay? If the world has gotten to the point where the word toothpick is now against social justice warriors or the PC culture or cancel culture, if the word toothpick is now gotten to that point, we seriously do not need to be on this planet anymore. Nobody does. Once you start getting to the point where like the word spoon or paintbrush or whatever, when you start putting those words into you can't say that because it's not PC culturally correct, and it makes people ashamed of their bodies or ashamed of the color of their skin and things like that, you're retarded. I said the R word, cancel me, please. God, give me enough attention to cancel me. That'd be great, because then at least people would give a shit about me and know who I was. But seriously, the word toothpick goes against community guidelines. That doesn't make any sense. So anyone out there that feels like reporting me for saying the word toothpick, please, I will take no offense. But just tell me what the hell the word toothpick is offensive. Like how? How is that word offensive? Like what is it about that has made that now go against community guidelines for Facebook? Or is it just some random bullshit that they're like, hey, let's make this shit as ridiculous as humanly possible, where now the word toothpick is possibly racist. Let's put that in the community guidelines. Because I need to know why they said it was against community guidelines to post the word toothpick. I'm just curious now. Like, my curiosity has gotten me. I don't care if I get in trouble for typing the word toothpick. As my daughter stepped on a toothpick. I just need to know why I'm going to get in trouble for saying it. Like, the N word, okay, that's like a collectively understood, you shouldn't say that word. Okay, so if I said she stepped on an N word, then people would be like, yes, and I could be like, oh, that goes against community guidelines. That would be some racist shit. I get that. But a toothpick, that's why I'm mind blown. Like, has that become some kind of slang that I'm not aware of? I'm an older gentleman. I know. I'm balding. I'm bald. So maybe my generation just doesn't understand these new kids and their crazy conversations, their crazy words. They talk about like the whip and the fucking what else? I don't know, they say a bunch of dumb shit that I always make fun of my kids for, but yet I say them too. because, I'm trying about my kids. But like, if they're busy saying all this crazy stuff, maybe toothpick has become something, or is associated with something that was said, or I'm just confused. That's all. I'm looking for answers, people. Answers as to why toothpick has now become a taboo thing to say. Or maybe they're trying to make it a taboo thing to say. I don't know. Like, maybe it's not yet. Maybe media. Maybe that's like the next big word. Oh my God, did I just come across something? Conspiracy theories here. You ready? And it's on a broadcast that nobody really gives a shit about to watch. So nobody will notice it. And I'll come up with the whole answer before anybody else does. And then, nobody will believe it anyway because I have a tinfoil hat and whatever. But I think I figured it out. Toothpick is the next racial slang word. Or something offensive. Go with me on it. Because now the media is already preparing for it. Saying, all right. Goes against, community guidelines already. Let's just get all that set up and ready. And here in no time, now the word toothpick will be associated with transphobic rights because it'll be talking about penises or something. That's what it's going to be. You'll see. Oh, you'll see. I'm right. That's what they're doing. They're prepping for it. And now it's going to be like, nuh-uh. The word toothpicks always meant this. It came from transphobic back in 1826, the transphobic army. And it'll be like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? Back then in Roman times and shit, they were all like gang banging each other in the vomitoriums and shit. Preemptive strike. That's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm thinking it is. That's what I'm going to go ahead and say it is. So watch, dude. Here in a few months, when everywhere blows up about toothpick, are toothpicks racist? It's going to be all in the news. I want you, Josh, at least you know that I knew before anybody else knew. And you can preach, no, Eric knew. He said, hey, and check it out. Check out this broadcast he did, and it won't be here anymore. The one broadcast that breaks down the system and tells everybody the truth behind the toothpick scandal. And now it won't be here. It'll be gone. And then I will be too, because I knew the truth. So they're going to cart me away. And of course, I'll be involved in some kind of mysterious thing that happened, even though I couldn't tote. Oh, hey there, clown. You come to give me some shit. And too bad my buddy Clown here, if he would have just been in here, he would have been like, oh, I think he just bailed on me. Fuck you, Clown. And but he would have totally been like, bro, you're right. But yeah, I'll be involved. I mean, I won't be, but they'll claim I was involved in some kind of crazy something, so they can write me off as some madman anyway. And then, well, I mean, I am, but it don't matter. I guess they technically look at my mental history. They're going to be like, oh, no, he was crazy anyway, tinfoil hat, blah, blah, blah. And everybody be like, yeah, that guy is nuts. So they'll discredit me anyway. But I'll have some people that knew. They watched it live. They saw it in person. So you guys know. You guys know. By you guys, I mean like literally two people. At least two people right this second. People keep popping in and out, which is great. I just wish people would hang out longer, They do. They come in and out. Like, what's this crazy guy talking about today? I'm talking about toothpicks being racist. Are toothpicks? Oh my God, I'm going to start it. Fuck. You know how Facebook listens to you, right? Because it does. We all know that. So Facebook's listening to me right now as I'm doing this. And now Facebook is going to accidentally start the toothpicks are racist thing because the advertisements are going to start showing up about racist toothpicks. Fuck. Maybe I started the racist toothpick movement and didn't even realize it already by just talking about it, because Facebook's going to be like, oh, hey, by the way, damn me. I'm like from the future already and didn't even realize it. How many tinfoil hats? How many tinfoil hats do I need today, right? All right, come on. We aren't listening. No, Facebook's listening. Not you guys. Nobody ever listens to me except for Facebook. Facebook listens all the time. All the time. And no, man, I was talking about how Facebook literally told me the word toothpick. I'll become the super martyr. Yeah, no, I'll be. They won't publicize it that way. They'll publicize it. I'm like the super. I threw a napkin on my dog's head. Well, one of my dog's heads. Sorry, they're noodles. But no, Anthony, I was just talking about how I went to answer somebody's question as to what one of my kids stepped on that went to the hospital last night. And it was a toothpick. And when I went to post the word toothpick, Facebook informed me that the word toothpick is against their company guidelines, or the community guidelines, I mean. Interesting. So now I'm trying to figure out why. And you know, Josh, the martyrs are great. Martyrism is a fantastic thought and concept, and you think being a martyr is a good idea. But it's not. Hello? I don't even know. Anyway, but my friend, and Brandon Bond, I think he just split off again. I hope you're still around, but I actually was just thinking about you the other day, from a long time back. My point is this: martyrs have their purpose, but are you dry yet? No. Fuck. Gotta wait a minute. The martyr thing, though, Josh, if I eventually get to it, is great and dandy and all, except the problem is you're dead. And usually people just think you're crazy, and the martyr thing didn't really work out so hot. So, yeah, it kind of sucks. Kind of like how I just thought that would work to clean my brush, and it just made a bunch of weird... Well, we got to cut these off. I officially fucked myself. Not that way. Well, I mean, you know, whatever I feel like on the weekends, but damn it, how am I gonna get this on here? That didn't work out so well. But martyrs aren't always publicly projected as martyrs. You know, the government doesn't exactly make their martyrs for public reasons good. Usually it's like, hey, look over here at this guy doing something. And they martyr you up against your will, and things go wrong. And then you're a terrible person, even though you just were kind of like a patsy. So you weren't really a martyr. You're more of just a puppet, patsy, fall guy, whatever you want to call it. What time is it? How long have I been? 23 minutes. I just painted something black again. It's ridiculous, right? What kind of sucks is, oh yeah, but the Ziba. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about, bro. Apparently, Xena Princess Warrior situation happened. It was a good show. Hercules' Legendary Journeys back in the 90s, and Xena the Princess Warrior. Not bad. Good times. I have no idea what you're talking about, the Xena situation. Warrior Princess. Yeah, that's what I just said. But I have no idea what you're talking about there unless you're talking about the show. But otherwise, I have no clue. I don't watch. I pay very little attention to the world outside. I really try. Like, I click on... She was crucified. Who, Xena Princess Warrior? Okay, I'm sure we're not talking about the show, are we? We need to clarify this really bad, like, if we're talking about the show or not. Yes. Okay, so we are talking about the show. I have no idea. Is that how the show ended? She was crucified? I didn't watch the ending of the show. And how would the end of that show really pertain to current modern societal societal martyrism and all that stuff? And that's pretty bold for them to have crucified her on the show, considering crucifixion has been considered blasphemy to use in any other way. Yes, by the Romans. I thought that was Jesus. Pretty sure, Josh, you're getting your long-haired women mixed up. Oh, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But no, the whole Jesus thing. Crucifixion, by the way, for anybody out there that doesn't know their history on torturing, was regular practice. Yeah, it was not something special for Jesus. It was a regular fucking thing. And the upside down crosses and the X's and just a pole and all that kind of shit. Crucifixions was normal as a way to torture and kill people. And Jesus was not special. So if you are different, you will be martyred. True. Yeah. And, but nowadays, everybody's different. In fact, nowadays, if you're different from being different, well, then you're just forgotten. Huh. Not martyred. Nowadays, everybody wants to be martyred. Nowadays, everybody wants to be the one that is sacrificed for attention because they know it'll get them all the likes and all the shares and all the story time. It's weird. We become a culture of just fucking ignorant people. No attention. No attention is bad attention, right? Even if it's like bad attention. And now everybody, these kids and shit, morons. Back in my day, we didn't eat Tide Pods. Now, back in my day, we did dumb shit too. Everybody did. But difference is, back in my day, we didn't have social media that we did it for the clicks. We did it for the likes. We did it for the attention there. Yeah, we were impressionable youth, the Jackass movies, etc. And so, of course, Fight Club. That was a big one, man. When Fight Club came out back in the day, everybody suddenly had a Fight Club. And the first rule, guys, you don't talk about Fight Club. Idiots. Anyway, and but now it's trends and bullshit. So it's funny because now, in order to be somebody special, to be a martyr, so to speak, not a martyr, because martyrs die for the cause, which is also interesting because it kind of turns into, now it seems, the martyrs a lot of the time seem to do it for the attention. But are martyrs even martyrs anymore? Seems like half of them are paid the fuck off too. I mean, you gotta look at the political aspects. It reminds me of high school. It is like, dude, that's what, you know, when I was in school, I thought, I'm not going to live to be an adult. Awesome. This makes my life easier. But then I did. And then I looked back at being in school and I said, fuck, I miss being in school. It was so much easier. Because being an adult is just like being in high school, only like 10 times worse and more dumb shit. Being an adult's stupid. Well, let's see what happens. But the whole martyr thing, dude, sorry, yeah, dying for your cause, dying for a good cause is great. I mean, if you have to, you know, don't just die for no reason, I guess. But at the same time, it doesn't seem like these days, like the Greta Thunberg chick or whatever, like everybody's screaming about her being a political puppet. And I mean, honestly, I kind of agree, you know, I mean, because We know that she's getting fat paid for a lot of crap. Don't think she's not for getting these television appearances because she's a hot topic. So these shows and all this crap that get her on there, they pay big bucks. That's fact. That's how this works. Interviews and things like that, in return, get ad revenue for the companies. Blah, 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 blah. Fact. So, I mean, no shit, she's a big to do. So then the thing is, you want to be relevant. You know, that hog kid that was around a few years back with the shootings and stuff, right? You know, his loud mouth popping off at everything. Of course you want to do that. You want to be in the media. You want to be in the attention. Have the metal version of Greta. I have no idea what that means, but all right. I'm assuming a death metal band covered her doing like stuff. I've seen that with everybody. But my point is like, you know, they're martyrs for their cause, but at the same time, is there a hand up their ass telling them what to fucking say? I have not seen, no. Again, I try to avoid almost everything. But it's hard to think. And I give her props for wanting to be this voice of the future and for wanting to change the world, especially the climate change. And hey, adults, you're not doing your fucking job. You're not paying attention. Good on her. Absolutely. Let's change the world. You know, let's do it. But at the same time, the question is there something else behind her? But as it goes for anybody, because politics, we know, are just a game. But we still watch the TV and root for our team. You know? Oh, that's my team. Go team blue. Go team red. Ruh, ruh, ruh. It's fucking stupid. But we know it's all a game. They're all the same people. You know? They're all the same people behind them. And that's what sucks. So, is she controlled? Is she not? I don't know. Are they really martyrs themselves? Martyrs? Do martyrs even really exist anymore? I don't even know, man. Too many questions, Josh, and my brain fucking hurts when I think too hard. You know, that's the bad part. I'm not the smart one, man. I'm not the smart one. My wife just tells me what to think, usually. I go with that. That's called being a good husband. I'm all, yes, wife. Whatever you say, wife. Okay, wife. But as far as the kids these days go, Jesus Christ, they're dumb. And that's just me being an old man. I get to say stuff like that. You damn kids and your weird music and your stupid wheels that drive by themselves and self-riding skateboards. Get the hell out of my yard. Good times. Good times. I've been waiting to be able to do that forever. Once this all goes gray, yeah. I'll get me some of those pants that come up to my titties. Yeah. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to that, man. I mean, shit, that's been like my goal forever. Now I get to be the pissed off old man. Fuck yeah. I've been practicing yelling at my kids forever. You know, and now I get to yell at everybody's kids. And who's going to complain? Who's going to talk shit? You're an old person. You're senile. You might have dementia. They don't know. You call them Kevin. As soon as they yell at you for it, it'll be great. You damn bastards putting me all up in my toes. And they're like, what the fuck, old man? You're at Walmart. None of it makes sense. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, Kevin, I haven't seen you since your sister's birthday. And they're like, oh, he's senile. Don't worry about it, son. Just some old people are crazy. And then you can get away with cussing at little kids. I got this shit figured out, people. I think way too much about cussing at people's children and getting away with it, because as of right now, I don't really get away with it that often. I'm like, fuck you, you little piece of shit. And they're like, what'd you say? And I said, what'd you fucking say? And they said, well, okay, my bad. But it's a little bit more intense. So otherwise, I just want to be an old man that says, fuck you, you little piece of shit. And they're like, oh my God, what'd you say to my kid? I'll be like, Kevin, did you get me more cookies? And they're like, what? And then they just think I'm some crazy old man. Problem solved. Yeah. And then when I do become that crazy old man, I guess they just won't notice the difference. Yeah. I'll be a miracle if I live that long. So this is looking kind of good. I don't know if you can see it on the Facebook, but I'm enjoying it. It's actually coming out exactly how I fucking thought it would for once. You know? With the textures, the reds are popping, but just slightly. It's looking pretty nice. Gasp. As opposed to the usual problems of me screaming at myself and the paintings of why don't you look like anything I want? You're a piece of garbage. I hate everything about myself and this painting. Nope, this one I'm like, oh, hey, this looks about what I wanted. Yeah, good job, me. Yeah, good job, me. All right. However, I am noticing that some of the black wasn't dry, so it is getting a little bit smudge. So I may go over it with a slightly lighter red and highlight even more, because you can't really see that too well, and highlight even more, just a little bit of pops on some of it, a little bit here and there. Not a pink, just a lighter red by slightly. Or maybe I'll just go back over it with this red just slightly and see if I can't get some of that red to not look so blurry. Maybe I'll leave the blurriness in there. Fuck it. You know, I do enjoy some random blur. I don't know what I'm saying. But, you know, the textures are looking good with it, doing its jab. So I'm glad it did what it was supposed to fucking do. As a background. Whew, it's getting hot in here. And I'm doing a dry brush, a very light, just take a little bit of paint and lightly go over it, because obviously it just needs to hit the top of the things, the top of the texture, you know? If it hits anything else, well, then it will fuck it up, because it'll go too deep. So as it is right now, just fuck off over there. As it is right now, it looks all right. But if I tried to do it with a lot of blobby paint, so I just get literally a whisk of paint, just a little whisk. And I know it looks super red, but it's not. It's actually barely even on there. You can't see a glob on there. It's just lightly. I put it on there, and then I push it off on the sides. Anyway, so it's just barely on there, and that's why I barely have any paint on there. And it looks good, and I also go against the grain, because the whole time I've been doing up and down, up and down, up and down. Especially when I did the texture, went up and down, up and down, up and down. So a lot of your major crevices and cracks and stuff are going like this across, because the up and down is where they went. So your indents and stuff like that, you need to go across it so it hits over it, not with it. Otherwise, it's just going to go with the fucking cracks. Basic stuff that you should already know, because you're not too incompetent, I'd like to think. Well, Josh, I know you're not, but if anybody else ever watches this, I doubt it, then at least they'll know. But I know like half the people I know are in church right now, and because it's Sunday at noon, and which is kind of their thing, and that's cool. Religion's too it's too much stuff. I'm lazy. I'm too lazy for religion. People when I was younger used to be like, oh, you worship Satan, don't you? And I'm like, why would I worship Satan? I'm like, that is a lot of effort, and I don't have time for effort. I'm lazy. I'm like, that you got to find a goat, you got to sacrifice the goat, you got to clean up after the sacrifice of the goat. I'm like, come on. Jesus, I don't really feel like doing all that shit. Great thing was a lot of people just end up laughing about that, which was kind of my goal for it. But, I live in a fairly Satan, no Saturn. I live in a fairly Christian town, and they weren't exactly always that laughable with me, but quite a few of them were. And I got along with most everybody. There's a couple of assholes. There's one other asshole. There was one asshole, Dustin. I'm not going to repeat his last name, but Dustin. He was a super Christian. And he was a douchebag. And he was also an artist. And, you know, I mean, he's a nice guy now. We've gotten beyond our shit from petty days back then. But I remember at lunchtime, he would make crosses once in a while out of straws and throw them at me with his little Christian buddies. All Dustins are crap. That's funny. But man, that sounds really Christian-y, you know, make crosses and throw them at the guy in all black with a trench coat. And I would always grab him and I'd go, ah, ah, you know, and pretend and just to mock him because I'm like, dude, doesn't work that way. Number one, if you're evil and you're not Christian, it's not going to affect you. Because technically, Satan is in the Bible, which is a Christian faith. So even Satanists, by definition, are actually Christians. Just saying, even Satanists are actually Christians. I always found that to be an interesting thought. And they would argue me about that. And I'm like, no, it's true because Satan only belongs in the Bible. You can't be a Satanist if you don't believe in like Christianity because Christianity invented Satan. So by association, you're a Christian technically because you believe in a Christian deity, whether it be an evil one or not. It's still that. All right, getting close to the finish line here. However, you see brush strokes. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Now, this thing's got some cool potential now that I'm looking at it, but now I'm thinking, I don't know what I want to do with it. Originally, I had a great idea. It's just a different paint job on the same deity. Yeah, pretty much. I like that analogy since, you know, the whole painting thing. I see what you did there. But, you know, I've had so many arguments about religion with so many people over the years of my lifetime because in this town specifically, I was the first goth kid. In Oklahoma, I was one of the very first goth people. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, I was the first, but I was one of the very first. And small group of goth people around here, that's for sure. And Roadkill Cafe up in Tulsa used to be a thing back in the day. And so a very few people know what I'm talking about there. They'll remember that and they'll be like, oh my God, he really was part of that first group. Like, holy shit, he knows about that whole thing. And I'm like, yeah, I do, because I went there. And it was stupid. Like, this was the dance. What the fuck was I just remember, oh my God, I just remember some chick doing that like for like an hour. And I'm just like, are you a fucking fish? You know? Right? Well, yeah, but I'm saying like the Roadkill Cafe back in the day was one of the old school areas. And but anyway, in this town, I was the first and only goth kid. And it was ridiculous growing up that way here because we don't like y'all kind around here, you know, kind of shit. And yeah, it was interesting. No, it was interesting. So lots of interesting things happened there, considering I was a very skinny guy with long hair that cross-dressed. A lot of drunken hicks tended to think I was a hot chick. Technically, I was a trans before they were trans, I guess. No, it's called cross. It was a thing, and people do it now, and they call it trans. And it's a big fucking movement, and it's fucking stupid. Anyway, you just don't need to relabel things. It doesn't make any sense. If you feel more feminine, you're still a dude. You're just a feminine dude. You feel more masculine, you're still a chick. You're just a masculine chick. That's how it works. You still got a wing wang. You still got a vajiggles. That's how it works, bro. Huh. Anyway, this is coming from a guy who lived that life. Huh. And sometimes I steal my wife's panties now, even. Shh, don't tell her. No, she's convinced I do, though. And but I don't. I really don't. But anyway, what I'm saying is that back then, life was way different than it is now, obviously. And in this small-minded small town, shit got pretty weird and pretty rough with that shit. And being a Satanist was super easy to label me because I wore all black with a trench coat. And this happened before the Columbine thing, too. So trench coat in school and stuff like that was just, that's how I was all the time. I had painted nails. I wore makeup and stuff. You know, all that shit. My nails weren't always black. They were all kinds of different colors. But it was weird because everybody kept attacking me at first. Everybody kept attacking me. And they'd constantly be like, oh, you know, other people in like California dress like that. Oh, that Marilyn Manson guy, he's like that. Oh, you know, you're not special. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm all, but nobody here is like that. If she quit blowing the underwater out, maybe she should keep some. She quit blowing the underwear out. Oh, maybe she should keep some. She could keep some. Gross. And no, my wife doesn't blow her underwear out, thankfully. That would be gross. I would yell at her for that. I'd be like, ew, gross. I get away. No, my dogs, I think, eat them. I don't know. But as far as it goes, though, labeling me a Satanist was easy. The FAG word, but if I say it, I'll get red flagged and banned and canceled. So, you know, it was real easy to label me. All that kind of stuff was super easy, and people just threw it my way left and right. But I chose that style of life to live. So it was my responsibility, you know. And I honestly was never mad at people with these small minds because it wasn't their fault. It was my fault. They were raised in a small town, small mind. That sucks. That's where we're at in the world today. And that sucks. We're facing, you know, small minds having to get bigger, but we're also facing, unfortunately, the opposite effect of people who think their minds are so big, but they're not, that they need to realize their minds are small. Because so many woke people are not woke at all. They're forcefully making themselves believe, and other people believe that they're so woke that no matter what they do, they're in the right. No matter what they believe in, it's correct, and yada, yada, yada. And it's bad. It's bad, 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 bad. That has nothing to do with what I was originally talking about, but I just get really upset about that. My wife's one of those people where she's super woke, and I have to yell at her all the time where I'm like, that's the stupidest shit I've ever heard. Stop saying the stupid shit you're saying because, yeah, you're woke, but what in the hell is that little spot of stupidity? Bullshit. Anyway, but yeah, my wife's super woke, and I'm like, no, you're so woke, you're back asleep, because seriously, some of the shit you say is like so close fucking minded. How can you be so open if you're that close? You can't. You can't be woke if your brain is closed off. You can't. People can say I'm woke all day. People can claim to be the king of Mars all day. It doesn't make it real. It doesn't make it true. It doesn't make it a true statement at all. And that is the frustrating part, because your argument, anybody who says they are woke or not woke, exactly. That's probably the truest statement I've ever fucking heard, dude. Anybody who says they're woke are not woke, because you don't need to claim that you're woke. You're just open, understanding, aware. That's what you are. If you have to put a label on it like woke and be like, no, bro, I'm woke. Oh, I'm so woke to the problems. then you're one of the fucking problems. Because you're not woke. You're closed up. You're closed-minded. You're so focused on being politically woke, politically correct, culturally aware, that you ignore everything else. And one of the bigger problems is like, just the other day, I posted a thing about racism with some buddies of mine there, 2 buddies of mine that I go to the gym with. And I keep hearing things. I'm not sure if it's the dogs, because they're the size of humans, or if it's my son, because he's the size of a dog. And but I posted a thing about them, and I made it look like it was going to be a joke, and it wasn't. And the whole, a white guy, a Mexican, and a black dude go into a gym, and we talk regularly, me and those 2 dudes, a Mexican and a black gentleman, talk about racism and the woke problem and the society where it's at and all these issues. And it's funny because a lot of these people, like my oldest that lives here, the girl, she claims to be so woke and that she understands the black people's problems and the plight and the struggles and this and that. And I'm like, oh, really? And my wife says too. My wife's like, well, I understand it, and I'm so woke to this and that. And I'm like, oh, really? Because you've never lived it. How the fuck can you be really that understanding? And well, because oppression and power of white people, blah 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 blah. I'm like, no, shut up. Just shut that shit up right now. Systemic racism versus regular racism is 2 different things. Systemic racism was controlled mostly by old white dudes. Yes, in the beginning, it was a whole different thing. Now it's just assholes being assholes. In the beginning, it was assholes being super assholes. Yada, yada, yada. There's like 4 or 5 hours worth of conversation there alone. But the funny part is me and these 2 dudes talk regularly about this kind of shit just to kind of gauge things. And my wife's constantly telling me like, well, you don't know nothing about it. I talk to black people about these problems. And I'm like, I talk to my friends of color about these problems as well. Like, it's like, does my opinion not matter? Does my, because I'm a white dude, and my own wife's like, well, I understand these problems, but you don't because you're a man. You're a white man. My wife's a woman, or my wife's a man hater. She's kind of a feminist. And no, she ain't kind of a feminist. My wife is a feminist. And but it's funny because we do have those conversations a lot. And I literally am pointing out like, hey, I have friends that I talk to about this stuff that are literally on the opposite side of the white person scale from me. So that's kind of a thing. Like, they're black people. And I'm friends with them. And as friends, we talk about these problems from these other people in the world around us because we're affected by it because we're friends. As a white dude and a black dude, and my Mexican friend Jeremy, I didn't forget you, bro. But we all talk about that kind of stuff because that's what friends do. So it's just funny because the world we live in today is shit. And social media is driving this wedge between all of us. Yet in the real world, it seems like nobody really gives as much of a shit. Maybe that's just where we were raised, because here in the small town, we were talking all the time about how when we were raised growing up, we didn't give a fuck. You're black, I was white, big fucking deal. It doesn't matter. They did care around here. A lot of the white dudes did care that I was a freak. I was ousted and chased down and threatened. Oh, fuck me, was I threatened. I was chased in pickup trucks out on back roads and threatened with, you're talking threats of rape, where they were trying to, it's a bunch of shit stirring with social media. No shit. But, it's bad now. And that's the thing is, and here's the problem, man. This is what I'm trying to tell our oldest, because she doesn't talk to anybody other than media online, feeding her brain. And I'm like, the shit you think isn't what you think. The real world is different than what the media is being paid to throw in your face constantly. The problem with this is repetition is brainwashing. Fact. That's why commercials work. Basic psychology. Repetition is brainwashing. Social media, every time you turn on your phone, every time you turn on your fucking computer, you watch something, you see stuff, you may not think about the ads. You may not think about the fucking political ad that pops up at the top or on the side, but you're seeing it, and your subconscious registers it. So your brain still registers the information deep down inside about the world like this, and Trump is that, and Biden's this, and you got to believe this, and the red and the blue and there's a big wedge between these two sides, and if you're not this, you're bad. If you're not that, you're bad. And if you're this one, you're good. And if you're that one, you're good. And hate. And then there's also, when you go onto YouTube or any of the other sites, all the news today is about celebrities and about socially impacting news. And all it is racial this and bias that and bigotry here and, trans, gender, this Elliot person now, is pissed off because they dead named her. They used her old name and now she's a he and he's mad about her name and rah, 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 rah. It's like, there's no leniency anymore for anything. Everybody wants to be accepted. Everybody wants to be acknowledged, and nobody wants to feel left out. That is good. That is fine. But there's no leniency. There's no learning curve. There's no time allowing people to adjust. That's the problem. The problem is, as somebody comes out and announces, I am no longer a she, I am now a he. Everybody up to that point knew that person as a she, used her name as a she, and now one day, I'm a he. All the news articles are going to say her old name and say, this name decides to be a dude. Here's her new name as a dude, this name. That's what they're going to do. They have to use the old name because not everybody has fucking heard the magical news. So they're not going to know who the fuck it is now. When somebody goes, Elliot, they're going to be like, who? Who the fuck is that? Well, he does this and he does that. And they're going to be like, all right, I don't know who the fuck that is. But if you mention the old name, they're going to be like, oh, that one chick that played in the one. No, she's not a chick no more. Still, dude, get it right. You bigot, you asshole, you sexist swine, you transphobic. I didn't fucking know. Cut me some fucking slack. And that's what's pissing people off, like me. Because if you get attacked for something you didn't know, your ignorance, then you get pissed about it. And rightfully so. Why shouldn't you get pissed about it? If you don't fucking know something, it doesn't matter. Weak ass people. Exactly. But if you don't know something, you shouldn't get yelled at for it. People should tell you, oh man, you didn't hear? Okay, this is what's going on. Let's talk about it, etc., etc. That makes sense. But no, everybody's so up in arms. There's no learning curve. There's no time to adjust. It's just, you should instantly have known that. Oh, you just came in the middle of it? Sorry, man, you missed a lot. I'm just ranting and raving right now. Waiting for this to make sure and dry all the way so I can fix a couple of things. I painted over something. But no, man. The thing about it is in the world currently, it's just such a frustrating time because there is no allowance for time to adjust. And I know everybody wants to find their place in the world. Everybody wants to feel comfortable in their skin and feel who they are. On the transgender thing, this Elliot page, because that's now Elliot is her name. And I forgot her real name. I forgot if it was like Ella. Was it Ellen? Ellen Page? No. I don't know. Anyway, her, and I'm going to say her because she has a vagina. And sorry, not sorry. But the way I look at the trans thing is this. Until they become Ellen, was it Ellen Page? Okay. Until they become the word trans, first of all. I used to work with transgenders, and I was told if you don't know, ask. And no, that's fine. But here's the thing. Transgendering, by definition, is transitioning genders. Okay? The point of it is you are transgender, transitioning from male to female, female to male. The process usually starts hormonally speaking, where they'll start having hormone injections, et cetera, et cetera. They go into surgeries, and then they become no more vajiggles, no more titties. They have a pee-pee, a penis, or no more penis. They get the vajiggles and the boobies, and that's fine. Here is my problem with it. It has become trendy. It has become controversial in social media, as we talked earlier, to be relevant now. You're transgender. And a lot of these kids in my kids' school, they're all transgender. They're all transgender. They're all trans. They're all trans. And I'm all, no, the fuck they're not. They're not trans nothing. They're just kids trying to find their place in the world. They're kids confused about who they are, just like we all were when we were kids. That's how it works. You know, you don't know what you want to be or who you really are, or you're just trying to find yourself. What clicks? You know, I mean, what interests and who your friends need to be. And, you know, you're confused with hormones and all this stuff's crazy, you know, and you're just trying to find your way to who you are and how you feel comfortable in the world. The problem with social media is it pushes upon you that in order to be cool, you need the likes, you need the views, hundreds of thousands of views, and you're one of the good people. You're one of the cool kids. You're great. Well, in order to do that, man, trans is popping. That is one of the highest fucking things right now to be and to do and to talk about. Man, click, I'm trans now all of a sudden because it's trendy. These kids have no intentions of becoming a dude. They have no intentions of going through hormonal treatments. They are, or a chick, you know, or whichever ones they're transitioning to. They have no intentions of it. It's just popular. Some of them are gay, and they just don't know. You know, they're kind of figuring and feeling themselves out. So they go, well, I'm trans. And no, you're gay, dude, or you're bi. And that's fine. You know, do your thing, man, or woman. My problem is this. When a trend comes along, people jump on board and then they claim it for a year or two or whatever, however long the trend really lasts. And then they jump off. People need to be true to themselves in order to find themselves. And that's hard as fuck to do for kids. That's for sure. Sadly, social media doesn't give a shit about our kids, doesn't give a shit about us. It just gives a shit about marketing and making a buck. And that sucks. We're all faced with this dilemma. And if you have kids, it's really hard because I have to watch these kids. And our oldest, she's a walking zombie of social media. She's like a reflection of the social media. I don't even have to open my phone every day. I could just ask her, hey, what's going on today? And she will literally be able to be like, well, in the trans community, blah, 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 blah. And she'll give me all the news of absolutely everything going on, you know, because she's connected to that phone 24/7. If you're going to be trans and you're transferring or transitioning over from male to female, female to male, fine. Hormonal treatments, getting your junk cut off or switched out for whatever parts, cool. Wish the best for you. Good luck. A lot of the times that does not solve the depression because that depression comes from up here and in here, not from your junk or these. The depression is internal, man, not your external parts. And that sucks because a lot of the transgender people are not happy even after they transition. It is an emotional thing. If you really feel that way, that you're not that kind of a person, you're not that person, then do it, whatever it takes. But finding yourself is super important. Finding what makes you happy is super important. Because if you're sad forever, you're me. Even though I have a lot of happy shit. But depression's depression. And it doesn't get solved by chopping off your junk. Trust me. I tried. And scars aside, true story. But scars aside, That's my problem right now with social media. I don't know how we got on this rant. I'm so sorry, Josh, and my buddy there from Random Street Theater that just jumped in. And wow, And again, dude, I have nothing against, you know, I don't have anything against trans. I actually have a few trans friends. I have, uh, you know, I have friends on every spectrum of every goddamn thing, from religions to, orientation sexually to you name it. I'm a very accepting dude of almost everything. People who know me personally or well enough, at least off like Facebook and things like that, no, I don't give a shit. You treat me with respect, I treat you with respect. That is how it works. I don't give a fuck about, your lifestyle and things like that. That's your own personal thing. You know, you ever whip out your PP and start, going to town on it in front of me, just let me get my camera. Whatever. But point being is, respect. It's about respect. Um, and that's where it all is, period. And that's where the world should be, period. But it's not. There's no respect for cisgender. And the cis thing makes me mad. That does make me mad, by the way, because everybody's been relabeling everything. And now cisgender is like the thing to say. Dude, just say straight white dude or straight dude. Straight people. Why'd I have to rename it cis? Because last I looked up, don't check my browser history, but last I looked up, cis is kind of a tranny thing. And by the way, when you say tranny, they get mad, by the way, but that's a whole different thing. It's really interesting. Really interesting. But just try to cover that little. Yeah, there we go. Fuck you, white dot. And yeah, if you don't know, ask. Here's what I was saying earlier, dude, was that like with the Ellen page / now Elliot page thing that's going on, a lot of people don't know. And then there's a lot of people that flip out about this shit. Where if you just say, oh, I didn't know, but there's no learning curve. A lot of the time, people get pissed. And it's usually not even the trans people who get pissed. It's the other people who get pissed for them. So it's like transplaining. And actually, my black buddy there in the gym the other day, it was funny. And I don't mention names usually because I don't want, in case they don't want me to. But he and I were talking about this, and I mentioned to him that in the BLM movement, the Black Lives Matter movement, I always see like white people mostly, like in the streets and in the riots and things. I don't really see a lot of black people marching for the Black Lives movements. And I was like, why is that, man? And he was like, I've wondered that myself. My wife says it's because that's what the media wants you to see. And that does make sense. That does make sense. But I was like, isn't that like white people black splaining things? Like, like, oh, hold on, my black friend. Let me get mad for you. Blah, 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 for all that stuff. And he was laughing about that because he's like, yeah, dude, I was like, I'm just asking because I know the mansplaining thing's a big thing and women hate that. Even though I got to tell my wife what that's really about all the time. Women. And yeah, she's not off work yet. We're good. And no, I like to make sexist jokes around my wife all the time. She gets mad at me because, again, she's a feminist. That's what makes our lives interesting. My wife has become a feminist. We've been together 10 years. And man, I don't know. I really like what this is doing, though, without me having to. Fuck. All right. My wife's turned into a feminist. Been together 10 years, and she slowly progressed to being a feminist. And it's hilarious because I love to say sexist jokes. So I'm like a misogynist, apparently, or a misogynist? Is that right? I don't know. That's what she says. But I'm not really at all. In fact, I'm like the housewife and, all that stuff there. So my wife's always telling me to make her sandwiches and stuff. It's pretty funny. But I think it's sexist. But it's just some funny shit where I like to make sexist jokes just to drive her nuts. Cracks me up. cracks me up. All right, so here's what I originally was going to do. Paint this like this with the textures, so it had all the cool little texture and design in it, and it looks good. You know, the overall texture design did kind of come through because the old paint job. You know, I don't know if you can. Oh, fucking light. I can kind of. I don't know if you can see it. Anyway, stupid light. But now it kind of gives me the sense of like, I hate trees. Trees are dumb. Anyway, but it kind of has like a root thing kind of going, you know, from the old paint texture, but it also still has this line, which drives me nuts. But it almost has kind of a tree thing going, like with the lines falling. Maybe I should make it a transgender painting. Maybe it should just be a big penis and vagina together. I think those are human footsteps. And you cannot tell. My dogs weigh over 100 pounds. So it's hard to tell if they're fucking people footsteps or dog footsteps. Oh, no, it's people footsteps. Hey, sweetie, what's up? I'm doing a live. What's up? How's your foot? Not really good? Well, I'm going to go get your antibiotics here when your mom gets home from work, so. Okay. 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 I think your dog was having a seizure upstairs. They were asleep. Dogs jerk around when they're sleeping. We've talked about this like a million times. Why don't you wag your tail and then move your paws everywhere and clawing everything? Because she's asleep. She's having a. Woke her up and then she's still doing that. Because she's having a dream. You probably didn't wake her up. I did. She opened wide open. Okay. Hey, Chainsaw has almost ran off the staircase once because she woke up in the middle of a dream and took off running, and then realized, oh crap, there's nothing there because she was like chasing something, I guess. That was funny, but she almost like ran into the stair rails. I'm pretty sure she would have broke through it and just flew off into the downstairs. But can I have is that tea next to you? This is a tiny sip of tea. Yeah, let me see your foot. They might have to cut your toes off. Maybe. Maybe. I'm not touching it. You're bending my foot out. Yeah, it looks better. The redness is going down. It looks way better than what you looked like yesterday. All right, you're good. Again, stepping on the toothpick, which started this whole conversation, by the way. Apparently, when I posted that I was going to, or somebody asked me what my daughter stepped on because I had to take her to the hospital last night on Facebook. They said, hey, what'd you step on? I said, a toothpick. And this was started the whole conversation, buddy. And toothpick actually goes against the community standard guidelines of words you can say on Facebook now. And I was like, is it a new racist slang? Is it a new transphobic slang? What possibly could the word toothpick be a problem with? And that's what I questioned everything. And then we went on a huge down the rabbit hole rant about everything. Thanks, Josh, for hanging out with me on that one, buddy. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I have no clue. But it said this response or this word or whatever. I don't remember what it said exactly, but it said what you're trying to say is against community guidelines. And then it gave me like 3 options. The middle one was ignore. I think it even gave me the option to report myself for real, if I'm not mistaken. Like it said, report this, I think was the top one. Then it said ignore, and then there's like a big long one at the bottom. I don't remember. But I just clicked ignore because I was like, this is stupid. Like, you're an idiot. I don't care. God, I love this look, though. It's got a good look. Omer starts with ASMR. No. But I like the look. I just need to know what I want to put on there. I mean, I've been going for a minute and 15, but I mean, or a minute and 15, an hour and 15, but I swear to God, like 90 fucking minutes of that hour, math's hard, it has been me just talking about fucking social bullshit. Like always, I don't even paint. This isn't going to be called painting with four ever again. It's going to be called talking with four, and I might paint at some time. I don't know. Probably not. I'll just rant and rave. People are going to eventually be like, dude, do you even paint, bro? And I'll be like, maybe. I don't fucking know anymore. I don't even know. Do I paint? Maybe. I mean, now let's fuck up some shit. Hour and 16 minutes in, and let's actually start painting. Oh my God, I swear. And man, you know, I cleaned up my room a couple of weeks ago, and it still looks like trash because I messed it all back up. Now back there always was trash. I swear. You know, I got some more movies to review. I already reviewed a shit ton, and then I've got like a huge list of movies I got to finish reviewing in there. And, it just never ends. I've been super busy, super depressed, super a bunch of things. Mostly taking my kids to the goddamn hospital. Last weekend was the quarter swallowing incident. This weekend was the toothpick foot incident. It's like, Jesus Christ, kids, stop it. Just stop it. Which the ironic was last weekend when I took the other one for the quarter swallowing, I told the ladies there, I was like, ha ha ha, this is just like another Saturday night for me. I have 4 kids. Ha 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 ha. Saturday night again, literally a week later. They're like, wasn't you just here? I'm like, yeah, I was just here for a quarter. Like, nice that you remembered me. Thanks. It was actually kind of nice that they remembered me. I appreciated that. So I'm not gonna lie. I was like, no, I really did. I really did like that they remembered me. Made me feel like you know, like a celebrity or something. Not really, no. I was like, you guys are gonna start knowing me by my first name too, just like the doctors. Hospital, gotta go. That dude, that I take these kids, like one of them, at least one of them, to the doctor every week for something. To the hospital, well, this has been 2 times in a month. I'm sure it'll be once next month. It's like playing hopscotch. You know, you're like once, twice, once, 3 times. And you're like, guys, what? Like, seriously. Hey, you don't have that many bones in your bodies. Stop it. Stop breaking them. Quit swallowing things. You know? I mean, is it my old man would never take me to the doctor? No, I don't want to. I'm like, you swallowed a quarter. Good luck. Good luck. No, I'm just kidding. That was important. She would have died. But no, I used to make the joke all the time about. I mean, I don't go to the doctor that often for anything unless my wife makes me. But usually, I say, man, if it is not bleeding, if I'm not bleeding to death, I'm fine. You know, if it's broke in half, you can just clack that shit back in, wrap that shit up tight, and you'll be all right. But no, I take the kids. I make sure they're all right, and you know, that they're okay and alive. So most of my wife doesn't get mad at me. You know, I was bleeding out my fingernails and barfing every day. My skin turned blue. Yeah, you're fine. See, you survived. You're good, bro. I mean, shit. You know, you might should have went to the doctor for that one just a little bit. I mean, you know, becoming a horror movie Smurf, probably not necessarily a good idea. No, but yeah. I mean, you know, you did survive it. Nah, I've taken my son to the doctor when he like broke his hands, or I didn't take him when he fell through the barbed wire. He was fine for that. He just sliced himself up and it didn't hit anything, and he was just fine. So I was like, put that back together. Now he did slice his arm from here all the way to here on a window. and it flayed it wide open. You could see tendons, and you could see muscles, and you could see the fat tissue, everything all the way up. And that was when he was like 8, but you know, he's 15 now. So, but it missed this. It missed this. His arm was, I guess, bent slightly, so it missed this vein right here. That's like the only thing it missed. It went slice, skip, slice. He had, I think it was like 49 stitches and 51 staples, or opposites. But it was fucking ridiculous. And yeah, that was an intense, very intense moment. So luckily I know enough about anatomy. So when I came rushing out to see the dilemma, I was like, immediately looked to see if blood was going, because that's what blood does, by the way, when you hit these major ones. I've seen that enough to know. And no, he wasn't. So I was like, all right, cool, we got a second. Not that I was planning on just, hey, son, how you doing? Should we talk about important things? No, I was like, grabbed him, picked him up. I started running to the car. I realized I didn't get the keys to the car. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just run him to the hospital, because we just lived a couple of blocks down from the hospital. And I was like, I don't have time, you know, to run in and get the keys. I'll go quicker just by running to it. I mean, you could literally see it from my house at the time. So I was like, nah, fuck it, I'm gone. And then I realized the keys were banging on my hip. So I had not taken them off from earlier. And I was like, oh, fuck yeah. So I jumped in the car, and somebody threw a wash rag or a towel at me. And they were like, here. And I was like, thanks. And then I slapped that on. I told him to try to wrap it up and put pressure on it. And we rushed to the hospital really quick. And I ran in. Blood was just all over the floor. And I screamed down to get a fucking doctor now. I didn't even give a fuck. I was like, they were like, can I help you? I was like, fucking shut up. Give me a fucking doctor now. And they were like, oh my God, whoa, what? I was like, oh, fucking shut up. Give me a fucking doctor now. And they were like, well, what's your name? I was like, fuck off. And they were like, I was not happy. I was like, you know, his arm's half cut off. Fuck off. Do your fucking job. It's an emergency. And then I did tell them all the info they needed later on when they, you know, were doing their fucking job, not doing their fucking job. They let him sit there for 45 minutes, by the way, with his arm flayed open. That's it. That's it. They let him lay there for 45 minutes with his arm flayed open. Called 911 more than 400 times. I've never seen anything that bloody. As bloody as your fingernails, or as bloody as my son's arm? Because his bloody, his was bloody, but it was surprisingly less bloody than I expected. Surprisingly less bloody than I expected from that kind of open wound. It was very, because it didn't hit anything major, which was, yeah. No, I've got pictures of it up when he got stitched up. I have pictures of it too when it was left open. But if it would have hit that, it would have been it would have been game over if they would have just left him lay there for 45 fucking minutes with it open. They came in, they got into a room. Maybe they're just doing it because I was yelling at them. Fuck off, hospital. I won't name the hospital, but it's not going to be hard to figure out. Anyway, but when we got there, most of my calls were for ODs. Well, that's not good. Jesus. But they got him wheeled into a room, sat there. They sprayed it down with some water to moisten it, and, you know, kind of made sure it was okay and make sure there's nothing major. Then they fucking left. Although the nurse did ask if he wanted some ice chips or something. And I said, yeah, that'd be great. And then they left. We didn't see him again because I was like looking for him. There was nobody else there. That was the shit part. There was nobody else there that night. Like, as far as I was working with the homeless. Oh, okay, I got you, bro. But there was nobody else there at the actual hospital, patient-wise. So it was just my son. I'm like, what the fuck does this dude have anything to do with, to do? Well, after about 45 fucking minutes, and we're talking, my wife showed up way later on and they still hadn't done anything. And she was like, what the fuck? And when she got there, I was like, all right, I'm going to go down and find the doctor because it's been, 40 minutes and you just now are able to get here. And I was like, now I'm going to go down and find somebody. I walked all the way to the other side of the fucking hospital. I found the doctor, the only doctor on call at night, because this is pretty late when he did it, sitting back reading a goddamn magazine. And I yelled, are you going to fucking help my son? He said, oh, put the magazine down, jumped up, got down there, started helping, didn't say a word to me, nothing. And I was like, you sack of dog shit. That was it. Yeah, it was fantastic. Great. It was great. That's it. I was, oh, god damn it, man. You're reading a goddamn magazine while this 8-year-old kid with his arm split open literally from here to fucking here. And that's what I get. That's quality, buddy. But this is the same doctor that whenever I had a fucking a stroke, almost, it was the step right before it was a TIA, a TAI, whatever. And I went blind in my left fucking eye. My brain literally almost ruptured. I went to the hospital. This is the same doctor that told me, oh, no, it's fine. My eyeball was bulging and the veins were like black purple bulging. I have pictures of that too. Just out of my fucking eye, and I could not see. I was blind. What happened was my brain swelled up, cut off circulation to my whole eye, my ocular whole nerve, everything. Just right here, killed it. Literally killed it. And I had to go to a neurologist in the end. But even the nurse, he came in and he said, dude, you need to go to another hospital right now because you're fucked. He was like, that is not a headache. Some aura headache. He's like, dude, you're something seriously going wrong with your eye. You're fucked. You need to go somewhere else right now. And I'm like, oh, thanks. But that's the same doctor. I don't think he's working there anymore. I fucking hope. Because if he is, I'm surprised. But our hospital is known as the place where doctors go to not get malpractice sued. And that's scary. But it's kind of an ongoing joke in our town, but it's not a fucking joke. So, But yeah, your calls were for other people. So yeah, I thought when you said 400 times, I was like, Jesus, dude, you all right? Oh. Wow, fucking chair. I gotta get a chair that's up higher. All right. Well, I decided to go a little darker today with what I'm painting here because, depression sucks. Depression, yes, is not coming out this way well. I'm really upset with how shit-tastic this is not doing. Like, this is really annoying right here because it looks too jaggy. Let me just think about what I'm doing here. And by think, I mean I shouldn't think at all. Because the creative process is much less thinking and more doing from the soul and all that, as I preach. But I already know what I'm doing here. Like, it's just a very suicidally thing, You got to go with that one. Frequently, sometimes. Sometimes you just remember, oh, yeah. Sometimes you just go, I've been feeling pretty suicidal. I better just read about that. Get it out of my system. And that way you can be like, no, okay, no. All right, then. Let me see how that looks because I can't see it for shit on there because I don't have good fucking lighting. Fuck you, lighting setup. I really need to fucking fix it. And we're done. No, not really. But that does look cool. I do enjoy that. That's not really bad as far as it all goes, but it's not quite where it needs to be whatsoever. But I do dig the The overall look with the red and the black. And then the shadow. Actually, I was originally going to not make it a shadow. In fact, I'm still not going to make it a shadow. Fuck, if I don't make that a shadow, I might fuck it up. I'm good at fucking things up. It's kind of what my whole life has been based around, right? Like, literally. Sadly enough, my whole life's been this one giant fuck up. Well, me fucking things up. My question is I know he's a little small, so should I go ahead and lengthen that all the way? Yeah, I fucking should, but I know it's going to look stupid. It's not going to look good. It's going to look like he's standing on something, which takes away from the whole overall design and feel of the emptiness, the ghostiness, the, you know, the falling. I don't know what I'm saying, man. That's way better, though. And it still leaves the open-endedness, which is what I want. I want to leave it open-endedness to it. So it's more kind of a, I like it. I do like it a lot. It's definitely a just fine. Yeah, I dig that. I do dig that. I am digging that. However, my foot is tingling because it's asleep. Oh, goddamn, that sucks. I want to take it down here for a second and try to get some of this redness out of right there, right there. All right. Now, the second thought was to put a face in it. To put a little white, scary, not scary, but like ghost face. I'm afraid that'll fuck it up. I think that there alone is pretty solid the way it looks. I don't know. I am super worried about trying to put a face on that because, god damn it. It'll either look amazing or it'll look like trash. And if it looks like trash, I'll have to redo it and put black over it again. But then, well, if I do that, then the face will still be there. Like, because the texture. Okay, so I dig what it's doing. Looks fine. If I attempt to put the face on there, I will probably fuck it up. I don't know. I thought I heard music. Oh, hospital, gotta go. Oh, Josh had to go because he had to go to the hospital. See, everybody gotta go to hospitals all the time, bro. Hospitals all the time. I realized he wasn't saying for me hospital. He was saying he had to go to the hospital. Good luck. Shit. Shit. I like it just as it is. It's simple. It's to the point. His head's too fucking big. God damn it. Why did I do this to myself? Why do I overcriticalize absolutely fucking everything? Way too fucking much. I mean, maybe not. Maybe it's just the angle. I mean, you could always lay it off saying the angle, but I think the head's too big. Fuck me. Now, technically, okay, when you hang, you don't actually hang like that either. Like, your head's not going to be straight up. Your head would actually be, like, pulled up. So it's not an accurate representation thereof. It's Not meant to be. The face was going to be a kind of a ghosty face. Not really ghosty face. That's kind of a stupid thing, but more like, you know, a couple of empty eyeball things and like a whoa kind of thing going on. I don't know. Fuck, I don't know. Think about leaving it like this. I like it like this. This is not bad. I'm not disappointed in it. It definitely has its I mean, it definitely has its point. Shit, biscuits. Well, that would be biscuits made of poop. To put the face or not. Now, here's what I could do. I could just wait. Could take a picture. I could try it digitally and see if I like it digitally. You know. And then that way I could be like, okay, well, this is what it would look like. Or I could just balls to the wall do it and see what happens. But I don't like that idea because I make mistakes too much. But that's what life's about, making mistakes and then making up for them, right? You learn by failing, not by winning. But I really have to pee too right now. You know, something about calling it, about calling the live right now. Peeing, eating something. My wife will be home in a second. I think I just heard her actually. Or big fingers reaching up from the darkness to take the body. I was thinking about like the darkness coming up. I was thinking about bringing up like a faded darkness and maybe like tendrils and things, because I'm really big on tendrils, or tentacles. Maybe. But I've really got a pee. So I think what I'm going to do is go pee. And I will pick this up maybe tomorrow and clear out and paint over that one also. And then start something else. And there's a fly on top of it. That's great. There's my fly buddy. But anyway, yeah, you know what? I'll try not to talk so damn much next time. Like, Jesus. Now I'm all thinking, man. I'm all thinking, like, you know, that face. All right, anyway. Oh my God, hi. Princess Duck shit. Hello. Oh, it's Erica. Hey, what's up? Yeah, you know, I'm literally just getting off of here. But you missed some crazy conversations. A lot of ranting about the world and social media and kids these days. You crazy kids and all that kind of good stuff. You probably would have had a lot of fun stuff to say. Oh, yeah, it is your birthday. I saw that on Facebook, but I never wish people happy birthdays. But I will say, well, I just have to pee really bad, and my wife's about to get off work, so I'm like, I better close it off for now. But happy you came out of your mom's vagina day. There we go. But here, I'll kill it on my Facebook. And then, you know, you talked about coming back by at some point in the near future. You guys are supposed to come back over, and we're supposed to do the dinner thing at some point. I think I thought it was this weekend, maybe next weekend or something, but just hit me up. And, you know, all that jibber jab. And now I'm going to go pee-pees and maybe eat something. But thank you guys for, you know, kicking it and listening to the rant. And what is that? Oh, well, that's just the light reflection. Okay. Anyway, I will catch you guys later. And sorry if I bored y'all today. And okay, bye.